Hey everybody, it's Maggie Mulhern. We are here in New York City at the Moroccanoil Academy, and I came into this very cool class. They're learning all the different looks through the decades, and I asked everybody in the class, what's been your favorite look so far, and was told that it's these cool finger waves from the 20s. And the educator today is Mr. Steven. Say your name, Steven.
Hi, Steven Turpin here.
Steven Turpin, and he is going to break it down for everybody. And it's really cool. We asked them to turn down the music, but normally when they're doing the 20s looks, they're playing 20s music. Right now they're doing 70s, which is pretty cool. But again, everybody agreed, show the one from the 20s. So I am going to turn this around. Mr. Steven, tell us all about it again, and tell us the products and tools and everything you're using.
Perfect. Okay, so basically what we did here is we're working on dry hair. So instead of doing a traditional wet set with gel and your comb, what I've done is we've created that same strong ridge. So you really get the feeling as if you did a wet set with gel and brushed it out once it was dry. So basically what we're going to be working with is a lot of directional setting. So using a 3/4 inch iron.
Okay,
that's how we're going to get.
Which one are you using? Because people really want to know it.
So this is a 3/4 inch iron. This one's a Hot Tools brand.
Okay.
They work pretty well, but any standard Marcel iron, because what's important is to get that heat at the base to really set that curl in. Even though we're going for a flatter look, we want to make sure that we really start heating at the base to get that strong pleat and bend into the hair, to get that nice S wave and that strong crease that we get here, or our ridge that we get here. And then once you get this set in there, it's so solid, it always just bounces back, and it's really beautiful to style afterwards.
Okay, so how do you do it? You take the iron.
You're gonna 20s is typically a very deep part. Usually I'm gonna start past the arch of the brow on a mannequin head. Sometimes I cheat it in a little. Otherwise, it tends to be quite far over on their tiny little heads. Basically what I'm gonna do is on her, we did it about at the arch of the brow, a deep parting quite far back. And then it's sort of a small horseshoe shaped section that we're working with on the top. What we're gonna do then is, starting at the high point of the head, what we did was we'll just tilt her forward. It's sort of a rounded parting because we want it to follow that nice kind of S pattern. So we're taking on a very strong angle, no larger than the center of your iron. So I'm going to over direct the hair back.
Do you prep it with spray, gel?
Oh yeah, sorry, I used a little bit of the Moroccanoil heat styling protection.
Which you've already put in, right? You already prepped the head?
I'll just show you what it is. This is going to be heat styling protection. It's going to protect against the heat of any heat styling tools, blow dryer, flat iron, curling iron. And you're going to mist from 8 to 10 inches away. One spray, like that, lightly. You don't want to oversaturate the strand of hair.
And how come? Why is it just a mist and not?
With our heat styling protection, it actually would, if you spray too much, it's got a hold factor to it. So if you oversaturate the hair, you're going to find that it's not going to give you that desired result, and it's not going to be as soft when you brush it out.
Cool.
Typically what I'll do is I'll often mist 5 or 6 sprays throughout the whole head, and then take section by section. And if you want additional hold, you can use a little bit of the Moroccanoil hairspray. That'll give you lots of shine. If the hair doesn't hold very well, it's so flexible that it's gonna give you a nice set as well. Okay. So you could use that. Over direct the hair back. The iron's gonna sit right at the base to really heat that base nice and strong. Usually I'll wrap the hair and keep that heat at the base of the hair.
Are you twisting while you're wrapping, or are you wrapping flat?
I'm just flat wrapping, okay. And then I'm moving my way up. You can go higher up, close the iron, and then wrap right back down to the base. But you always want to heat the base 2 to 3 times before you ever bring those ends in, on longer hair especially. Then you can work your hair in, back to the base, and then slowly click those ends back in. And at that point, we've heated it quite enough so we can go all the way to the end and then sit back to the base. Give it quite a bit of heat, and then you can just slide your iron out, and that curl will be so solid.
Okay.
Keep your angle very strong on that strong diagonal, because if you make them too straight, we're not going to get that nice wave. And the reason why I've over directed back is because you can see the roots here are flat. And then beneath that section 1, our section 2 is a horseshoe shape all the way around to the other side. And the direction on an opposing angle. So it's almost like you're making triangular sections here.
Okay, and then you let them cool.
Yep. So this one you're going to over direct the hair forward, so we get that nice wave laying onto the face. So here the roots are flat, and then they roll forward, and they'll join in to your second section. So that's how you get that alternating wave pattern to create that nice strong S pattern. And then what you do once everything's done, you're going to brush your set out, always starting at the back, and brush quite a bit, because once that's set in there, it bounces back. So you really want to brush and brush and brush. Like in all the old movies, you see them brushing their hair every night in the mirror, because that hair is set so strongly, it'll always just bounce right back. Okay? Especially on a shorter style like this.
What is there any one thing that people do wrong when they're doing this?
I think the one thing with this is, I think often when people go to shape it, they'll brush it straight down and forget that you need to shape it like you do with your finger waves when you do them with gel. You need to find that wave again. And people often brush straight and then wonder why it's not working. I think that's one.
Oh, that's interesting, what you just did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So often they'll brush it and they'll be like, oh, my waves didn't work, or it's not lining up properly, because they're not following the way that we've set it. So you need to go back and kind of hold it into place and find those waves again.
And again, people are asking, it is a 3/4 inch, you used a Hot Tools Marcel iron.
Absolutely, yeah.
That works the best for you. I mean, have you tried it with larger, smaller?
If you use a larger iron, it'll almost give you a little bit more of a 40s wave, because it'll be looser, and the distance between your waves will be much larger, so it kind of gives you more of like a 1940s brushed out wave. It's really beautiful as well, and the more you brush these, the more beautiful they come.
Someone calls them glamour waves.
Yeah.
How is a finger wave different from a glamour wave? Or
I think the thing is that when we think glamour as, or old Hollywood. We think that we just have a vision of old Hollywood. Hollywood's existed 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and they're all slightly different. So I think when we think of an S movement, we kind of think of that as like a glamour wave or a Hollywood wave. But this is really a flatter wave. If you look at it, often you'll get the volume from like a 40s wave. You'll have a lot more lift in through here. The way this is set, it will not want to give you that volume as much, because we've set it over directed to keep that root flatter.
Okay, and then what is that thing somebody's asking, if you have long hair, does the 3/4 inch still work?
Yes, it'll just take you a little bit longer if you do the whole head that way. But typically when you're doing this style, people that want a finger wave look don't necessarily want it all the way around the head. They might be doing an updo, they just want to see that front wave. So when you come back and start shaping this, they just want to see that S wave. And it's really set in there. So.
All right, and then I know you have to get back to class here. Everybody's
Yeah.
waiting. Thank you, everybody, for letting us take over your class here. Thank you so much. What was that thing you did to modernize it? You showed how to, when you kind of just shook it around?
Yeah, if you want to kind of create something that is a little bit more editorial, our dry texture spray is awesome. If you guys haven't tried it, it's amazing to give you more of a matte finish and lots of texture. So if you want to keep that pretty wave in the front, but kind of ruche out your curl, you can shake out the bottom. Even just take a wide tooth comb. I'll put her back on here. Take your wide tooth comb, and you could almost make this look a little bit 70s by fluffing out those ends. So So you're brushing all the way through, but you're flicking the ends out to give it that fluffy, kind of cloudy, ethereal looking kind of look. This could almost be 30s as well.
Yeah, wow.
If you want to make it a bit 30s, you can sort of ruche the ends of the curls up to shorten the hair. Just ruche up the ends,
cool.
but maintaining the beauty of the curl. You don't want to back comb like crazy. You want it to be soft and pretty.
And again, the products you use for the set, for the prep are, just hold them up so I can see.
Moroccanoil treatment is always the foundation for any hairstyle. We prep the hair with Moroccanoil treatment to detangle and make the hair more manageable and give shine. Heat styling protection before flat iron or curling iron. Hairspray is also great for setting hair. So as a finish for sculpting the hair when you're done, as well as before using an iron to give you a little bit of hold. And as a final finish, if you want more of a matte textured finish for like an editorial kind of look, dry texture spray, one of our newest products, is awesome. Spray it in and you just get great hold.
Ooh, wow, look at that. And this hair has a lot of product in it. You've been doing this a lot.
Yeah, well actually it's the set that's really strong. So when the set's really great, you can pretty much do anything with it. You can smooth it down, brush it out, or you can add more product to kind of give you that desired result.
All right, well, thank you so much. I'll let you get back to class. And again, just tell us how to follow you, your full name, and how to follow you.
Steven Turpin, you can follow me on Facebook under Steven Turpin, as well as on Instagram under Turpin Steven.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was a wonderful. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.